I don't have a problem, you have a problem. I can quit any time. Alright, maybe I have a problem. I have a few hearing protection things. SensGuard, the Pro-Choice Pythons, mentioned those before. The Ryobi Tech 4, I think this is end of life. I don't know if you can still get it in the US. You can't in Australia. Surprisingly good, but heavy. Howard Light Sync, which I got last year. Not super comfortable, not the greatest isolation. Surprisingly bad microphonics, I suppose you'd call it. And these arrived yesterday. These are the IsoTunes Pros. And pretty amazing isolation. These would compete directly with the Pythons, which were 31, 33. Doesn't really matter. Comparable, much better. Sounds pretty good too. I'll have a full review. Oh, and it's Bluetooth. I have a full review comparing everything. I've got some, they're called plug phones. I've got some plug phones, the corded version, on the way to evaluate as well. Well, not to evaluate, I bought them. But I will give them an evaluation and let you know what they're like. In some way, the IsoTunes remind me of the Uvex Bionic face shield. Alright, so it's filthy at the moment, but when this is clean, and it is relatively cleanable, this is creepy because it feels like you're not wearing anything at all. It's very, very clear. These are sort of the same because they're so light. I went to make a cut at the Mitre store and I forgot that I had hearing protection on, so I went to go get something and went, oh, hang on. The music in my head isn't just because I'm losing the plot, there's actually something playing. So I actually haven't had a chance to get back to the sort of Bezemeyer style router fence. So now I'm waiting for the final coat on the bed to finish. I've got a bit of time. Okay, so it is, well, tomorrow already, so Friday now. This is the trundle, which isn't all that interesting. It's basically a square frame with some wheels on it. I'm going to get that out of here and get the actual bed frame in. This isn't where it's going to live, but this is where it's going to live for the next few days until I have a hand to move other mattresses that are going and all of that, because anything larger than a single bed mattress is just too awkward to move in the limited space and up and down stairs and all of that by yourself. So this has to go temporarily, and the new bed can be assembled here. So somewhat amazingly, I did manage to find two M6 T-nuts and two M6 grub screws. I say amazingly because I thought I was completely out of them. These are my last two T-nuts, and I didn't realise I had any grub screws at all. Threaded inserts are a little bit too thick for this material. M6 threaded inserts I've got about 14mm. So that presents a problem. So for the T-nuts, I need to drill on this side. So that would have been better to do before assembly, but they only need to be a shallow hole, so hopefully I can get away with that. So these just arrived. These are the Plug Phones Executive. Executive refers to the colour. So these are their standard issue earbuds with music. They come with flange tips and with phone tips. Their standard 3.5mm jack. They say that they've got 25 decibels of noise reduction, which really actually isn't all that high. And I think that's for the phone tips, not the flanged ones. They do happen to fit the Etymotic ER38 foam, which is used on their HF5s, which I've got, and the HD5s, which are their hearing protection version of the HF5s, I believe. These were much cheaper. These were about $35, $34.95, something delivered, Australian supplier. But I'm not quite as impressed with these. They do have a Bluetooth version, the Liberate, which is $99 US, so it's quite expensive. It's got shorter battery life, proprietary charger, lower noise reduction rating, no IP rating, so no sweat-proof rating. And there's something else that bothered me about it, but I can't remember. It was just too expensive for an inferior product. Oh, it doesn't come with a case, whereas the iSotunes do. These also don't come with a case, which is a bit annoying, but not the end of the world, really. So now I can actually start doing my review and comparison. So it'll be interesting to see where these fit in. So if you've got any other suggestions for what makes and models I should check out, I'll do that in a future episode. Kind of got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models to look at for my review wrap-up type thing, comparison. I won't be looking at any consumer-grade headphones with active noise cancelling because they don't have isolation and hearing protection in mind. They have hearing comfort in mind, I suppose. By that I mean the Bose Quiet Comfort series. Had a few people on Reddit suggest that that would be adequate. From all the research I've done, that's not true. It isn't adequate hearing protection. You're sort of more masking the sounds rather than actually protecting yourself from the sounds. Someone can present me with research suggesting that active noise cancelling can protect you rather than anecdotal evidence. That's fine, I'll look into it. Probably not the Bose ones because they're not IP rated and they're bloody expensive. The model that whoever suggested is $500 Australian. I'm not taking $500 headphones into the workshop when they're not dust proof at a minimum, let alone sweat proof. When I'd be better off buying more iSotunes over the years because they are IP rated, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's enough on earplugs for now. Some hit and miss with this. I found that the wooden spring didn't work well enough, so I'll try and show you why. So if it works in theory, maybe with more set screws it would work. But as I advance that, it still has lots of flex in it. The wood itself has too much spring vertically. Second issue I ran into was the foot on the toggle clamp. So I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's got some sort of metal insert. I couldn't get the rubber off the metal insert, but I was getting 10mm of deflection. It's an M8 bolt, it turns out. So I've just replaced it with a standard M8 bolt, a couple of nuts. And that locks really well. I'd make a wooden foot not to scratch up my saw fence, but that's actually pretty good. I have to push a fair bit of pressure to get that to move, to deflect. And I can get some deflection from my actual fence if I push that hard at the far end. So that's actually got some potential, and that's with the proper foot. Actually, that spring works fine. Oh, that's great. So I need to make a wooden foot for that. I'll probably go for wood and some cork. However, I am super tired, my eyes twitchy. These migraines are really kicking my ass in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to go upstairs and start editing this week's project video, which will be the bed. Thanks for watching.